Tamil Nadu government is seriously considering a proposal to serve chicken biryani once every week under the midday meal scheme. School Education Minister A. Rajmohan has confirmed that the proposal has already been placed before Chief Minister C. Joseph Vijay and is currently under consideration. The suggestion came from more than 80 teacher associations during pre-budget consultations. The argument is simple: improve the quality of meals, improve attendance, improve nutrition. Along with better quality rice, they have also demanded that chicken biryani be introduced once a week while extending the breakfast and noon meal schemes to higher secondary students. If approved, the proposal could become one of the most significant changes to Tamil Nadu's iconic noon meal program in decades. But this isn't just about what's on the menu, it's also about nutrition, politics and ideology. The debate over eggs and non-vegetarian food in government schools have divided states for years. According to available data, only 14 states currently serve eggs under the midday meal scheme, while only 5 BJP-ruled states provide eggs in school meals. Maharashtra stopped funding eggs in 2025 and West Bengal is now moving in a similar direction. Now, Tamil Nadu could go a step further, not just eggs but chicken biryani. Supporters argue that for many children from economically weaker families, a nutritious non-vegetarian meal can improve attendance, reduce malnutrition and encourage students to remain in school. They point to Tamil Nadu's long history of welfare-driven school meal programs. So the question I am asking is, how can Indian schools increase protein intake of children? Can school ensure those who are non-vegetarian get to eat at least eggs in midday meals in schools? All South Indian states serve egg in the midday meal and majority of states in North India don't. Is this a telling statement on North and South divide in this country when it comes to food and other issues? Now, I'm joined by Shekhar Vijay, political analyst, and I'm also joined by Akanksha Pandey, founder, The Gut IQ Clinic. I'll be joined by other guests. I'll be joined by Shilpa Arora, who is a nutritionist, and Ramesh K, Tamil Nadu Teachers Association, State Tech Secretary, subsequently. But let me go to Akanksha first. When we talk about food, the culture gets in, the religion gets in. There is one state now, apart from eggs, they want to introduce chicken biryani. Your opening comments. I am not going to make this about this and that, you and me. Your opening comments, ma'am.
So if the idea is to increase protein intake for kids, I think that's a great idea, right? But one of the most important things that we have to remember is that not all protein is created equal and not all protein suits everybody the same way. So if we are encouraging kids to have protein, we should also encourage choice. And I think that is very critical. So this is not about vegetarian, non-vegetarian, also as much as it is about does a particular protein source actually suit a person, because you don't want the child getting sick. So that's one thing. The second thing is, let's say we do introduce chicken biryani, right? Can we guarantee quality? Especially because supply chains, specifically in poultry meat, can be very dicey. And so when we're talking about children's health, we should also be looking at the supply chains very critically. And we should make sure that, it's not low quality meat in the name of protein, right? And I think the third point that is very important to make is that as kids grow up, it's not just one particular ingredient that is going to determine their health. So we do overfixate on protein as the main macro. But we have to
really, are we over-fixated on protein? If you look at Instagram, it's all about protein. I mean to say, you look at your social media handles, boss, it's not about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are like the poor part. बेचारे गरीब हो गए carbs. Protein rich हो गए.
Incorrect. That's very incorrect, because a balanced meal requires all things and the source of the protein and whether it matches your gut microbiome. That is the main question. How does it matter if Ferrari is the best car if you don't have money to buy Ferrari? It doesn't matter, right? So it's the same thing with protein. It's not like, okay, chicken is the best protein, so now everybody should have it. It doesn't work like that. It's like, does it suit you, right? And suit basically means digestibility.
Okay. Shekhar, biryani has become very controversial in this country. If I would have said rice and chicken, the emotion would have been different from that of chicken biryani. When you say biryani, suddenly there's politics around it. If I would have said chicken pulao, or I would have said, okay, chicken nuggets with rice, or if I would have said boiled chicken with rice, or some other chicken with rice or roti or some millet, it would have evoked a different feeling. When I say biryani, chicken biryani, it just goes to a different level.
Absolutely. I think biryani is an emotion for a lot of people when they're really hungry. But I think the headline says chicken biryani, but the real story is child nutrition. I think what we really need to focus on is whether it improves the protein intake, whether there is attendance, whether there's concentration, learning outcome. And I think Tamil Nadu government as a whole has always had welfare schemes which have been a standout program for them, which has really helped them in terms of politics, in terms of in terms of ensuring their longevity. Now, in terms of the midday meal, we need to look at evidence, not emotions. As in whether this proposal succeeds or not, should be decided by data, not by political ideology. The government should ideally, publish measurable indicators. Whether has NEMI reduced, has attendance improved, has concentration improved, has the learning outcomes gone in. I think that's going to be important. See, welfare schemes should be evaluated like public investments at the end of the day. See, good
But Tamil
governance.
Nadu has been a pioneer when it comes to
Absolutely.
children, noon meal, nutrition, getting the attendance up. When it was introduced, the first thing which they did was give them food, they will come. Then they started working on the type of food. In fact, the introduction of eggs for the first time was done in Tamil Nadu first, not in any other state. So I would say Tamil Nadu and the CMs of Tamil Nadu have been pioneer in this midday meal schemes and food and attendance. That way the credit has to go to Tamil Nadu.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, it's a flagship program for them. Welfare schemes. I think it started from Tamil Nadu itself in terms of and they want to. I think the Vijay government is really bullish about this because they want to make this stand out in the first 90 days of their of the political journey. And with this scheme, with the midday meal chicken biryani scheme, in terms of the protein intake, in terms of how it qualifies, I think we need to look at what is the outcome out of it. Whether the students really focus more, whether there is improvement in the nutrition, and whether there's improvement in the concentration. But I think the Vijay government really wants to focus on this because it's like a flagship program for them, and they can use this as a signature program. That's the whole idea
Absolutely,
behind this.
absolutely. Let me introduce K. Ramesh. He joins me, Tamil Nadu Teachers Association, and Dr. Shilpa Arora, nutritionist. But to my viewers, let me just take my viewers what Tamil Nadu has done. Generally we talk about Tamil Nadu when there's a language issue. No, there are other things to the state. 1920, the Madras Corporation introduced a pilot project in 1,000 lights to provide midday tiffin. 1925-30, program was expanded to Madras Municipal Corporation. 1956-57, K. Kamraj launched a major free lunch scheme across corporation. 1982, M.G. Ramachandran expanded it, rebranded into nutritious noon meal scheme and extending it to Anganwadi or rural childcare centers. 1989, Karunanidhi introduced boiled eggs into the meal. I can just go on, but Ramesh, can you just shed light on this rice and chicken? I'm not going to use the word chicken biryani, rice and chicken. Why? Is it one day? What's the proposal? Can you just decode it for us?
Yeah, sure, sir. In Tamil Nadu, we have a lot of flagship programs. Among them, the nutritional midday meal scheme is a very, very important one because we have in 2014 we have introduced variety meals. So first one is Monday, people who have vegetable biryani with pepper egg. Tuesday, black Bengal gram pulao with the tomato masala egg. And Wednesday, tomato rice with pepper egg. Thursday, rice sambar and boiled egg. Friday, curry leaf kerai sadam with masala egg. So if you see the list as a nutritional person can value the things, protein, carbohydrate, vitamins. So if you list out all those things, it will be very important for the age group of children. That is very, very important. So as far as we already introduced from 2014 vegetable biryani, now we have included for testing purposes and respect for choice and inclusion. So that is very, very important. So we have already introduced vegetable biryani. Now we are also testing to introduce chicken biryani. To maintain social harmony and avoid exclusion, children who don't consume chicken, they have already options are available for vegetable biryani. So there is no need of confusing with the vegetarians and non-vegetarians.
I think Ramesh, you are in for a pleasant surprise. My debate is not on food and cultural sensitivity. My debate is on food and protein. I'm not going to walk that path. My debates, my programs are not about that. You have come here for the first time. Be ready for a pleasant surprise. Let me go across to Dr. Shilpa Arora, nutritionist. Thank you, madam, for joining me.
Thank you.
Though all 5 South Indian states, they offer egg. I was just going through the data. North Indian states are not doing it, barring a couple. There was a controversy which has taken place in West Bengal. Now I think egg is back on the menu. You know, protein is very important component when children grow up, and nutritious protein is very, very important. And India is not a completely vegetarian country. There was a survey that was done. There is a huge non-vegetarian population also. So one, your opening comments of introduction of meat protein in children's menu, and what more can be done to introduce good, nice, edible, and as Akanksha said, absorbable protein, if I am right, madam, in children's diet.
First of all, we must understand the burden of stunted growth. The Indian children, we are the highest population of stunted growth in children in the world. So we need to consider this, that it's not just protein, there are other micro, macro nutrients that we're missing out on. So we should consider and congratulate states like Tamil Nadu, who have introduced eggs and who've introduced chicken and other non-vegetarian food for people who eat non-vegetarian and for people who eat eggs, because it is a complete protein, one, plus the other nutrients. I'll go beyond protein and go on to say choline. Very important for brain development of the children. Vitamin B12, vitamin D3, zinc, magnesium, iodine. We are an iodine deficient nation. We are not talking about it. So pregnant women, if they are iodine deficient, the brain is not developed of the fetus. So here, these are children who are not having essential nutrients in their meals. So I feel it is a great initiative. The food is made tasty. Plus, there is this added protein which is coming from non-vegetarian food, which is 100% a complete bioavailable source. And I also will add on that, with nutrition, we should not add politics to this. We should not add religious biases to this. It is about our health, right? So if you, and let me just add one more thing, that, anemia, amongst 2 girls, 1 girl in India is anemic. So let's consider all